get onboarded. Now, it is so important that you get successfully onboarded with your upline. Your upline is going to onboard you. Now, if your upline isn't actively engaged, then find one up above you who is, and so that you can see how it's done, and then you then can begin to be the upline for those coming aboard. Also, this opportunity is based on duplication. So we all are doing the same thing, making it easy for the next to do the same thing too. So look for an active upline, unless yours is already active, to help onboard for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen now to Kedall Welding do an amazing job of talking about the onboarding steps that you want to go through. Now, what is not mentioned, which is very important to also know when being onboarded, is to make sure that you register for the next event. The events are the fastest way to accelerate growth in the business for not only you, but for everybody in your team, and they are mission critical. And it's so important that when you first come aboard, besides getting this patch, is to get registered for an event. And you'll be able to see under this step that talks about events and trips, Danny McDaniel's train on this in 7 minutes. It is spectacular. So it's one of the steps that you'll take a look at. But for now, let's listen to Kedall share how to onboard, and then understand this is what you're going to be doing too. And once again, make sure you do this with your upline onboarding you. All right, take a look.
All right, you guys, you ready to take your business to the next level? Let's go. All right. So I've got a few different topics that I'm going to be talking about today. And I just want to preface by saying you've probably heard a lot of this already. But you know what's cool about that? Is all of us leaders here, we are all doing the same things. This is not complicated, you guys. It's a copycat business. So everything that we're telling you is what we're doing. So let's talk about onboarding today. So anytime that I sign up a new brand partner, I don't just tell them to go to the This Is It team website and do the onboarding. What I do is have a personal phone call with them and figure out why they're doing this business, right? I want to know deep down why, not just because you want to get out of debt or because you want to, get a new pair of shoes, but I want to dig down deep and I want to figure out really why they clicked join now. Why are they doing this? Because when they feel defeated and they come to me and they're having struggles, I want to remind them of why they decided that this was going to be their journey, right? The other thing is time. I want to have a clear communication with my brand partner on how much time they have to spend every single week with this business. If we don't have that communication and I don't know how many hours they want to put into this business, I could be wasting my time by pushing them too hard when they don't want to be pushed. Okay, so we need to have a communication on how much time, how many hours a week are you going to commit to working this business every week? The third thing is earnings. I want to know their goals. I want to know how much money that they want to make weekly in this business. And I want to see that in the chat, you guys. How much money? What is your goal? How much money do you want to be making a week? All right, let's go ahead and put that in the chat. For all of you virtual people at home, how you guys doing? You awake? Okay. All right, so the next thing is their list. I want to teach them how to build a list. I'm not just going to say you need to build a list of 200 people, but this is how we're going to build your list. We're going to build it with friends, relatives. We're going to go through your contact list on your phone, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn account. How many people have you worked with before? Let's get them on your list. Your kids, friends, parents, their teachers. Do you go to the post office every week? You know, your post office worker? I'm going to help them think of people that could go on their list, okay? So this, and I'm going to talk about leadership in a second, but this is really a big part of leadership is helping them and doing this with them, okay? So the next thing is their launch event. I want to help them launch their business. Whether that's on Zoom or if they're local to me, we're going to do that in person. So we're going to set up an event, which I'm going to talk about in a second as well. We're going to set up an event at their house, and that's how we would do the in-person event, okay? And then on Zoom, I have them speak for about 5 minutes on why they're doing this business and maybe their testimony behind the patch. And then I'm going to do the presentation for them, and then I'm going to have them close it out and thank everyone for coming and to follow up with those people. On the second Zoom call that I do with them, I'm going to have them open up. We're going to do it together. They're going to do a few slides. I'm going to do a few slides, and then they're going to close it out. And then guess what? The third one, they're going to do it on their own. So you see one, you do one, you teach one, right? So then now they're able to teach people how to do what we just did. The last thing is Go Manager, which is one of the most important parts of onboarding. They need to understand where they're going. You have to remember, we're hearing this stuff all day long, right? We know what manager means. We know what all these different terms mean, but when someone is brand new, this can be overwhelming. There can be a lot of things. So this list is really important to walk through with your people. And like I said, the most important part is Going Manager.